In 1861, the renowned Victorian novelist George Eliot, the pen name of Mary and Evans, unveiled her third novel, Silas Marner. This literary work delves into the ways in which industrialization and capitalism can distort human ethics. It also examines how uplifting religious faith can undergo a troubling transformation into blindly destructive belief, as well as the redemptive power of human connections. The novel is crafted in Eliot's distinctive style of empathetic and unadorned realism. The narrative unfolds the remarkable transformation of a wronged working man, Silas Marner, as he evolves from an isolated miser into someone who forges meaningful ties within a community after unexpectedly becoming a father. Set in the early 19th century, Silas Marner is a skilled weaver residing in Lantern Yard, a small and dilapidated neighborhood in northern England. Silas is a member of a low-church Christian sect, a close-knit Calvinist congregation that staunchly adheres to the doctrine of predestination. According to this belief, certain individuals are predestined for salvation, while others are predestined for damnation, irrespective of their earthly actions. Silas's life takes a grievous turn when he suspends his work to care for the aging deacon of his church. He is unjustly accused of stealing the congregation's funds. Though various pieces of evidence appear to implicate him, the narrative underscores that Silas has fallen victim to betrayal by his closest friend, William Dane. William's ulterior motive is to eliminate Silas from the picture so he can pursue a romantic relationship with Silas's fiancée, Sarah. Rather than examining the evidence, the congregation opts to entrust justice to divine intervention, employing a lottery to determine the culprit. When the lots, seemingly drawn at random, point to Silas, Sarah abandons him and marries William. A devastated Silas loses his faith and departs from the community. He journeys south to the tranquil village of Raveloe in Warwickshire, where he lives in complete isolation. There, Silas earns his livelihood as a weaver and limits his interactions with fellow villagers to the occasional sale of his crafted goods. During his idle hours, Silas Marner occupies himself by gazing upon the gold coins he earns through his labor, carefully concealing them beneath the floorboards of his dwelling after meticulously polishing each one. However, news of his hidden wealth spreads, and one fateful night, Dunstan Cass, the dissolute youngest son of a local landowner, perpetrates a theft, making off with all of Silas's precious gold before vanishing into the night. Dunstan's transgression is not the sole instance of social turmoil within the Cass family. Some years prior, Godfrey Cass, Dunstan's older brother, became embroiled in a clandestine marriage with Molly Farron, a laborer from a neighboring town. Their significant social disparity meant that Godfrey could never publicly acknowledge their union. Over time, despite having a child together, they drifted apart, unable to divorce. The resultant trauma led Molly to succumb to addiction to laudanum. As for Godfrey, he has now fallen in love with Nancy Lammeter, a socially suitable woman, yet he cannot marry her without committing bigamy. Until Dunstan's disappearance, the younger brother had been blackmailing Godfrey regarding Molly. On a New Year's Eve following Dunstan's unexplained vanishing, Molly, inebriated, arrives in Raveloe to declare her marriage to Godfrey. However, the wintry weather proves perilous, and she collapses in the snow en route. Her 2-year-old daughter manages to find her way to Silas Marner's abode. Eventually, Silas retraces the child's steps and locates her mother, but Molly has succumbed to the cold. Although Godfrey and his New Year's guests assist with Molly's remains, he conceals his knowledge of the woman and the fact that the little girl is his daughter. Instead, he secretly harbors a sense of relief, as Molly's death enables him to marry Nancy without impediment. Silas, meanwhile, raises the girl as his own and bestows upon her the name Eppie. This newfound relationship profoundly alters his existence. Rather than dwelling on his lost gold, Silas comes to view Eppie as a precious golden child, believing that his riches have been restored to him in this new form. Assisting Silas in the upbringing of Eppie are Godfrey, who still keeps the secret of his paternity but provides occasional financial support, and Dolly Winthrop, a neighbor whose son, Aaron, becomes Eppie's closest companion. Over the course of 16 years, Eppie becomes an adored member of the village, and her presence brings a profound sense of community into Silas's life. As the village undergoes growth and industrialization, an unexpected revelation emerges. Dunstan Cass's lifeless body is found clutching Silas's long-lost gold at the bottom of a stone quarry undergoing excavation. This shocking discovery prompts Godfrey to finally confide in his wife, Nancy, divulging the truth about Molly and Eppie. Since they have no biological children, they extend an offer to Eppie, proposing to raise her as a gentleman's daughter. However, Eppie declines this opportunity, asserting her preference to remain with Silas, the man who has been her true father figure. Content and fulfilled, Silas decides to revisit Lantern Yard, the place where he once belonged. Upon arrival, he is met with the disheartening sight of the neighborhood having been demolished and replaced by a factory. None of the current residents have any knowledge of Lantern Yard or its former inhabitants. Silas, with a tranquil sigh, returns to his home in Raveloe. The novel concludes with Eppie's marriage to Aaron, and the couple moves into Silas's residence after Godfrey finances a series of renovations to make it a suitable abode for the newlyweds. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.